Yeah, I think no excuses. I mean, at the end of the day, we talked about this being our home and being proactive and being the aggressors. We've been on the road for 7 matches and learning as a team how to come home and be on the front foot and be the proactive team and to put the other team on the back foot, if you will, was something that, for whatever reason, we started in a little bit of a passive and a reactive mode. And it took us the goal against, and I think even a little bit of time there in the second half where we really became first into the challenge, first to the second ball, a little more proactive in our sort of duels, if you will, being, I don't know, a little bit quicker in our movement on the ball, off the ball. Everything, just as you said, became more urgent. But it wasn't until I think the game sort of came in question, really the second goal, that we realized, crap, we might lose this thing. We better start to actually play with a little bit of urgency. And I think it's too late, right? Too little, too late. But for me, it's a real lesson for us as to what the expectation is when we come home and play. And as I said to the guys in there, that our fans want us to come out and fight and to come out and be proactive and to be the aggressors and to show that we want to defend this stadium and this field and this city. And today we were way too passive. And that's, for us, a lesson on how we're going to win at home. And I think once we've established that, hopefully today, and with that lesson, that things will be different as we move forward.
First game at a new renovated and expanded BMO Field, is it everything that you and the team thought it would be?
Yeah, the stadium is amazing. The fans were amazing. We needed to give them more early on to really cheer about and to get behind us, because you could tell when we picked up the goal and we started playing more urgent, then the crowd immediately came back into the game, and that's what they deserve, and that's what we need to do. And but the experience, apart from the result, was amazing for the group. We just need to learn how to put ourselves out there a little bit better.
It's a team game, but do you feel for Konopka today?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Chris, for the most part, did what he needed to do. We left him in a couple bad situations. Counterattack that starts off of our throw-in and 80 yards away from our goal, which is unacceptable for that to end up in the back of the net. We had a number of opportunities to deal with it and didn't. Aside from that, I mean, I thought Chris was fine. He's got a bit of a sore growing, so he's hitting a couple balls left-footed and right-footed, and he gave us everything he had. So I have good for Chris.
Was Michael good enough there?
I'm not going to comment too much on sort of the individual guy's performance. I think as a team, we weren't good enough today. As a team, we weren't. We were a little bit behind it. We were a little bit reactive. And I think Michael was doing his best out there to try to impact the game and to try to do as much as he could to push the tempo, to drive the team, to do those things. And so I think as a group, we just needed to be more active and more proactive.
Why do you think, perhaps you don't have the answer for this, but why do you think that needed to be? Has this team been on a bigger stage recently than coming back to a renovated stadium? The hype's been kind of relentless. You would think that if anything would get them cheated up.
No, and I don't think it was. I don't know that it was an emotional letdown, if you will. I think they were hyped up for the moment. They were excited to come back and play. I think you kind of fall back to the experiences you have leading up to this game, which is, and what got us results leading to this game. We had such a stretch of road games. We started off the season in a mindset like we wanted to play at home, where we were going to be more proactive and more advanced and put pressure on the team higher up the field and try to dictate play a little bit more with the ball. And we took some goals in transition, or we were giving away too many goals. So we in the next 3 or 4 games, we decided that we needed to block up defensively a little bit better. And so you're kind of a product of your history and the way the season rolls. And so I think as a group, we started to defend almost like we were on the road at first. We were sitting a little bit too deeper. We were passive. We were bringing them into us, and we were waiting for our moments instead of going and creating our moments. And for me, that was, again, the lesson of at home. We need to be the proactive team.
So you just have to find the right recipe.
Yeah, I think so. Yes. I mean, for me, it wasn't the guys were emotionally really wound up and excited for the game, and I think in some ways they wanted to do more, right? And but as a group, we have to have that, I think, an experience here where we really learned what it's like to be at home and to bring the crowd into the game and to create.
It's a short turnaround this week. We're going to see a few more of the starters this week against Montreal.
That's a possibility. I'm going to see how we come out of this game. It's next weekend against New England's an important game as well. I think we have guys who, again, who can do a job. So we'll assess the roster as we come out of it, because I know there were some bumps and bruises, and guys put a lot into it at the end, especially to try to get the lead or try to get back into the game. So I just need to do an inventory of what guys are really capable of playing Wednesday and potentially playing on Saturday.
What did you say to the players after this game?
I mean, almost verbatim what I said to you a few minutes ago, which is our overall, I don't want to say effort necessarily, because I don't think guys don't go out and put out an effort, but our mentality to be here first and foremost for the competition and the competitive side of it. We just needed to be more proactive. We needed to be quicker to close people down. We needed to be quicker to pick up second balls. We needed to be more proactive, more active. We needed to be more confident in ways on the ball and not look to just play the final pass all the time, but actually connect and bring certain guys for sure into the game. And that what's important when we come home is that we have a beautiful stadium and we have wonderful fans who want to get behind us. We have to give them something to get behind us, and we need to be the aggressors at our place, and we need to learn how to defend our field and our stadium and, as I said, our city, and that we need to, if we can come out and be the aggressors, especially home, and drive the energy of the stadium. There are very few teams, in my opinion, who can stay with us when we really, really play with that kind of urgency and demands, and we can, I think, overwhelm teams at times. But today we were passive at first, and they were able to, any team in this league, if you're passive and you wait for them, especially here, or just second to balls, or not tough in the challenge, if you will, then teams are going to find their opportunities for sure. And for us, we needed that competitive side to really come out, and that's what we need at home.
Do you have enough competitors in the dressing room?
Yes, for sure.
Do you think this was an opportunity lost? I mean, the 31,000 crowd, national TV, and a chance to really put TFC back on the map in the city. Do you think it was an opportunity lost by that?
Not really. I mean, I don't think it's lost in one game. What I think we have to do is over the course of this season and upcoming games is prove that we know how to win and compete at home. And it's not about one game for me. It's about, we saw some of it at the end of the game, and maybe there's lessons learned even throughout the course of the game. I think we're in a position where we have to win back fans, period, with the way we play. They're going to believe in us when we start doing it on the field consistently. And so I don't think it's about one game. I think our history as an organization means it lends to us that we have to prove it over a number of games. It's not about one game, right? It's unfortunate. We're disappointed that in such a big match opening the stadium that the result didn't come out. But I don't from a fan standpoint, I think we got to do more than even just win today.
How did you view the second goal? It seemed kind of defense was carved open, wasn't enough pace.
Yeah, it was our throw-in. It was our throw-in, and we were 20 yards from the end line on the other side. We lose the ball throwing it towards the box, gets played out. We have an opportunity to compete and or end the play at that moment. Turns into Giles Barnes he's with open space, he can run, and he can run with the ball, and he's fast. But we still had numbers back to deal with it. Additionally, sort of our weak side coverage, Ash was inside and a little bit in front, so he wasn't able to help off the shoulder of Damien a little bit. And then Nick kind of allowed Barnes to get inside of him. I think he's got to push him out to the outside, allow guys the opportunity to recover, give Damien a clear sort of mark on the other side. As soon as Giles got back inside, it became the numbers sort of got thrown off, because now Damien's trying to decide, does he step to Giles? Does he defend the guy on the outside of him? and then things get a little bit questionable. So Michael had a chance to end it probably, for sure, and compete better on the initial part. Nick's got to keep him wide. Ash got to be in a little bit better covering position, and Damien is left making sort of this decision: do I step to the ball or do I defend the wide guy? And that's again, it's a series of moments that all happen in transition, which means they happen pretty quickly. And we made a number of wrong decisions over the course of that, and the result is it ends in the back of our net.
Take one more for Greg.
What changed when Oso and Warner came on? It seemed like maybe it was just the urgency of being down 2-0 and time running out, or was it something?
No, I actually think it was more than that. I think with Robbie and Jackson, we had width and we were so wide that we were losing some of the game in the middle of the field. They had numbers advantage in the middle of the field, and because we were asking Jackson to try to slide in a little bit more to not be so far away from Benoit and Michael, so we could maybe pick up some more second balls. And it's hard because Jackson wants to go outside and play wide, and Robbie wants to kind of push up a little bit. So for us was to almost switch more to central midfielders wide who would come in and allow space for our outside backs, but to get our midfielders closer together so that they can compete more together, to win balls, to compete for balls, to clog up things, to pass to each other and connect to each other. And I thought we were, that lent to some of us winning more challenges and having more opportunities to connect with one another.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.